Yep, that was
That,
mostly the last session.
yep, and it ended with us going to the opera house where we saw my bard friend and Shensen, my crowd people, and uh, the devil's bells were ringing, and I believe we were about to get a lore drop from the silver raven that we rescued.
Hell's bells!
Yeah, basically.
The donging of the bell.
They're
You
gonna
guys
get ya!
can, yeah, you guys can imagine the ringing of big old church bells. That's what it sounds like.
Huh.
Okay, so you guys are at the opera house. I don't remember exactly what you guys were doing there though.
Oh, we
Well,
were
I
gonna have
think
a
we were
play.
going there because we were gonna alert the townspeople as to what was going on, basically, because I knew that my bard friend was skilled in like gathering a crowd of people, and we were gonna inform them, what the dealio was.
Right, like we wanted to so we wanted to go there and like, you know, hey, we're back in control of the bridge. Um like it was basically just to make a public statement about that. And we figured that the opera house probably was where a large amount of people was going anyway because there was a pretty noticeable like it was noticeably the center of like that effect that happened for when the Song of Silver started playing.
Right, because the domed roof of the opera house had that silver
Yeah.
glow.
So that's why we were there. We were literally just there to like talk to people, like make a public announcement.
Okay.
In the style of interpretive dance.
Then it takes I'd say a couple hours to get um the number the amount of people that you want. Um
Actually, it would take a lot shorter if we use my bard's ability, but since he's an NPC, we don't have to, because he actually has an ability called Gap Crowd. But I don't know if time is an issue.
Is it
So sorry
nighttime?
for interrupting.
it takes a couple hours for you to get everybody that you want in attendance. But I guess what is it that you're telling uh the city folk?
Gosh, I feel like I had like a whole thing last time, but I don't remember it. But
Uh, and
the gist of it would have been that we just telling them that like what the Song of Silver means, I guess, and that we have control of the bridge again. Like we can travel freely between both sides of Kintargo.
and Leon will push either Amon or Freedom to give an inspiring speech to the people. Like he might have a couple things to say to them, like if they're unsure what to say.
Well, like we just want to tell them that like that's kind of like a very visible victory, right? And then like also it's kind of a reminder like, who's on the that we're on the people's side, like, right? Like we are winning, I guess. So like coming to some victories.
If it takes a couple of hours for us to gather the crowd, is it possible to have some of the Hell Knights that was helping us behead the dragon and bring it to the opera house?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, Leon wants to coordinate that, saying it will be a symbol of strength, and perhaps tomorrow or the day after, we parade it up to the Church of Asmodeus with a fired up crowd and boat. Shows them we are not going to take it anymore.
Okay, you guys make it a point to display the head of the slain dragon in a in a grandiose manner. Um,
Hmm.
People are definitely interested in looking at the head of the dragon.
Yeah. And while they're ogling it, you know, Leon will be there, leaning up against it, just kind of telling everyone, how we're taking back the city, and this is a symbol of the strength of, united people.
What do you say to the people who ask, "Well, what are you going to do about uh, Barzillai Thrune?"
You
Yeah,
leave
his day will.
Barcelona to us.
Yeah, his day will come soon.
They raise concerns about the Church of Asmodius.
We will bring the church to its knees, just as they tried to bring Catargo to its. We are craftsmen. Yes, here in Catargo, like
It is.
the most prominent church in all of the Chelaxian Empire.
It is not. The one in West Crown would be the grandest. Um, it'd be the grandest Temple of Asmodius, but this one's still pretty big.
All right.
The Temple of Asmodius, if you were to measure it, uh, its rough circumference is about like I'd say like 250 feet. Like it has like a 200 some like foot radius from it,
Okay.
and it reaches about like 100, like almost 150 feet high. That's where like the bell is.
So the bell is on the top of the structure. It's not like its own separate like bell tower structure kind of off to the side of it.
It's the bell isn't off to the side. No, it is part of the temple.
All right, well there goes all that. But that's fine.
Let me see if I have a picture of the Temple of
You can
Asmodeus.
see it on Catargo map, like
Oh, can
the
you?
lane. Yeah, the tower.
Yeah, like the.
Yeah,
Let me see. Where is it? On one of the pictures we've been using, right?
just
Or are
its
you
location.
looking up a? Are you talking about the like the map with the grid?
The town map.
There's been a few pictures that I've seen it in. I'm pretty sure.
Mm, probably.
But yeah, it's this big circle thing in the on the town map.
Yeah, it's like the black circle with the red dots on it. So yeah, it's not like as big as Cantargo Keep, but it's pretty big. It's one of the larger structures in the city.
And it looks like there's two entrances to it.
So you guys would all know that there are two main entrances into the temple proper, that can be reached from the ground level. And yeah,
Okay.
where those let me just share this. This is the better map. But yeah, where those two like white roads, the swirly kind of roads go, those are where the
Mm-hmm.
two ground entrances are.
Okay.
And each entrance is a large double door.
All right. Is the temple on a hill or is it level with the entire city?
I'm gonna say it's level with the entire city.
Okay. Are one of these entrances like more prevalent than the other?
What do you mean more prevalent?
Like, is one like, considered to be like the main entrance, but the other one's like a secondary entrance? Like, does one have more traffic than the other?
Um, yes, but very slightly. And that's
Okay.
because it's fairly common knowledge around the city that the entrance on the west entrance,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, let me grab this. Okay, in my reference manual, it says, okay, so on the west entrance, that is where the temple shop is located. And a lot of people know that around town because people who do go to simply go to buy and trade and barter for services with the Temple of Asmodius will typically go in the west entrance.
Okay.
That's where people would buy like magical potions, scrolls, or yeah, other services.
Do they have a particularly heavy guard posted there?
Uh, right now,
Or just you know, usual? I mean, like regular patrols
you
there,
guys
like
have never
anybody standing
actually
out in front?
seen heavy patrols or guards near the Temple of Asmodius.
Hmm. Okay.
They
Just
probably
thought I'm
don't
asking
think they need it.
questions
Yeah,
for
Freedom,
now.
you're thinking that because it's a large temple, a profane temple, that it must have its own defenses.
Huh.
And Amon, with what you know of devilry and stuff like that, you're also like absolutely sure that the temple doesn't need to be defended by the Datari or city guards.
I think it is on a hill though, right? Like when I look at like a picture of the skyline, like it's way higher than the rest of the city, even higher than the keep.
I see what you mean from like a picture of it, but I don't think it's actually on a hill. I think it's
It's
just
just that
built
big.
tall. Yeah, it's big.
I guess even if it is on a hill, like the buildings around it are probably part of the structure as a whole anyway. Like it's like a campus basically, right?
Yeah.
How tall would you say it is?
The whole thing?
Yeah,
I'll try and get that information.
that's okay. I mean,
Does it matter?
I guess not. Yeah, this is more specific stuff that can probably be saved for later. But I guess, yeah, for now, I'm fine for going back into the now. So we have a group of people
Because I
around it.
ain't climbing that, so whatever its height is, no matter. Hmm.
That was like the first like result. Google image search, just type Kintargo.
Yeah.
I keep just image search and yeah. Be careful because you don't want spoilers, but like I could probably look up a picture of Kintargo. I think we've seen this picture before though.
I think so. But yeah, like if you look at our map in the game, so like basically, yeah, imagine that let me draw a circle around it. Imagine that the buildings within this circle, those are all like the things around the temple within the
Right.
like the fancy picture.
No, that's kind of how I was looking at it. Like that whole area where you can kind of see, like, there's kind of a natural curve to that part of the map, and I figured that was the part that's raised up.
Yeah, it might be raised up.
250-foot radius, is that for the temple proper or everything around it?
And we're talking about the temple itself.
Okay, yeah, that is a pretty big ass temple.
It is pretty big. Yeah, if you guys go inside of it, which I'm assuming you will at some point, it's quite large on the inside.
Mm-hmm. What is the name of the Silver Raven elf that we rescued again?
Jackdaw?
Jackdaw.
Jackdaw. That's right. Um, I think she was going to tell us something at the end of last session, like about the Devil's Bells. Was I incorrect, or was that just kind of building it up for next session?
I think that's just what she said, like that's what she was calling them.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, if she has any information on them and she's willing to, part with it during that time that the crowd is gathering, I'd certainly like to be filled in.
I mean, we'll probably have to go.
Actually, I think this temple of Asmodius, I don't think it was built until after the Silver Ravens had been um until
Oh
their
yeah, that's
organization had
right.
expanded.
That's right. Okay, so
I
she
think
didn't know
we're
anything about it, so we'd have to.
the other thing we keep in mind is, like, we're less than a week away from reinforcements coming from, like, Vire.
Mhm.
So
Right, and that's when the Song of
I
Silver will be ending.
also correct. Yeah, the Song of Silver is going to be, like, we're not going to have very much overlap between when our reinforcements get here and when the Song of Silver ends. But probably that overlap is where we would want, if we wanted to, like, assault the Temple of Asmodius. That'd be when we do it, right? Like, that would make this most sense.
It could.
That would probably be when we're at our strongest.
Perhaps the reasoning that, I had for doing that is so that we didn't give them enough time to get back on their feet. Like, if we want to, like, make, a couple of different assaults, attack and retreat, we'd have the Song of Silver to protect us. And then, once we ran out of the Song of Silver, we would have our reinforcements in order to back us up. Don't give them a chance to regroup.
Maybe anything. We need a chance to regroup at the moment.
Well, yeah. I guess we'll see what the night has in store for us. But yeah, um, I guess, yeah, while we're there, I'll tell, everybody, well, I'll tell our group, the main Silver Ravens, like, do you think that with this crowd that is gathering, we could perhaps organize another protest? Perhaps a march on the church? Some demonstrations?
Um, I don't think that's the best idea. I think that's just going to get people killed.
How about we could add them amongst the crowd? Make sure that we provide protection. They run away, and we fight.
I don't know about you. I don't think I'm in any condition right now to provide protection for a bunch of civilians protesting.
Well, we won't force them to come. They can come of their own volition. You can't be willing to, fight for something if you don't bleed a little bit.
I'm not. I don't want to have that on my conscience.
People who weren't trying to fight for
uh,
Kintargo have already died. Why not give those who want to fight a chance?
I think there's just better ways that they could fight for Kintargo than amassing outside the church to be massacred.
Yeah, I
true.
agree with Amon.
I don't think that we're at the point
I
where
don't think they're
demonstrations are
playing
going to
around
work.
anymore. I think they're going to be serious and just start killing people.
All right. Well, then, I think I have a plan that won't involve any civilians being involved. I think maybe there was a way to bring the old church to its knees, but it will take some time.
All right. I mean that I'm
I
listening,
need
I guess.
I need to do some research. Go to the Hall of Records, perhaps talk to Mayor Julia.
Don't we have all the Hall of Records? I guess you probably mean that you want to look through the documents that we confiscated from the Hall of Records, but
Well, yeah, like if we didn't confiscate from the Hall of Records the sort of information that I need, then I would need to go there.
all right. I mean, we control both sides of the bridge now.
Hmm.
Okay.
I may not be the smartest cookie in the jar, but couldn't we just we see priests of Asmodius walking around? Could we try and tail some of them and see how they get into the temple and
If you
maybe
want to,
use
you
that
could.
to get in?
We have professional scouts. They should have this
Or
information
yeah,
for
have
us
one of our
already
teams
by
do
this
it.
point.
But I
The
think doing a
Fushigos?
sneaky attack is better than a big organized protest or attack.
What I am
At least
planning
at
will
first.
indeed take their knees out from under them. It will be very sneaky. But I see what
Okay.
you're saying.
Well, I'm not very sneaky, so just always keep that in mind when you're planning.
This plan will only involve myself and perhaps the petit bear, Barry.
Perfect. Let's split the party.
But I do think that perhaps getting some sort of scouting of the outside, maybe send the Fushi sisters in there, see who occupies the church. Because I want to know if there was any sort of prisoners or others isn't innocents, just to sort of minimize the collateral damage.
Ah, good point, Leon. There might be actually good people in there for some weird reason.
Hmm.
Like political prisoners, I suppose. Yeah, I could see that.
Perhaps that is something, yes, we can send some of our allies to find out. And we also need to figure out what those bells do and if we need to silence them.
I think it's just a warning. But maybe they're doing something, I don't know.
Well, I guess my bard friend, he just plays some protest songs and like speaks to the, or just gets them rallied up, in case anybody wants to make a speech to them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell the crowd that there might be reprisals from Thrun, and that we need to stay strong, stay together, and yeah, and also that Kintargo doesn't stand alone. That we have help coming. Help is on the way.
But you don't even need help to come on the way. You can help yourselves.
You
Stay,
can help yourselves by not getting killed.
roll my eyes. Stay strong, stay vigilant. You are intelligent and talented people. Look at what you have created. Then Jaliacs came in here and just swept in, claiming it for themselves. You are the native people. You are the ones who have the power. And then my bard friend starts playing Fight the Power.
Uh, all right.
Okay.
While the crowd is gathering, does it seem like, there's any attention from like other, like the Order of the Rack or Dotari or, devils? Does anybody seem to care that we're doing this?
I mean, yeah, there's people that are pure in support of you, but there's also a lot of people who are, asking questions about what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Um, is there any way to like, offer them to join us, the Silver Ravens? Like ask them I guess we don't really have tokens to hand out, but just ask them if they could give us their support.
Oh, no extra flyers. God damn it. I knew I should have gotten a secretary.
Yeah, but I guess if Freedom and Amon ones, since they're probably the best talkers, they might be able to diplomatize some people to our side.
Is that what we're doing right now? We're like waiting for the crowd to build up.
I think so, because we wanted as many people to see, the symbol of strength and our, latest accomplishment, the head of Barzilai's most powerful visible ally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I'm figuring it more likely that's just going to galvanize people that are like on the fence more towards our side and give hope to the people that are already on our side. I'm pretty sure that at this point, people that are backing Thrune are probably not going to change allegiances, but
That's
I'll
a sort
probably
of
have all my little level 1 followers that we never really acknowledge from my leadership, follow me around and
the cult of freedom.
yeah.
Okay.
They're there.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else that you guys want to do in particular, at this gathering, what do you do next?
Hmm. I think, I guess we need to rest,
yeah.
but
Okay.
I tell everyone, to be on high alert. I need to go check my place, and I will be back.
Uh, we're gonna rest after we just gathered a bunch of people.
Well, I mean, was there something that you, Freedom, wanted to do more with the people? I guess I asked
Wait,
my,
why are we gathering the people?
because we wanted
We just want to
to.
show off that the victory, that let them know the bridge is back open. It's
Well, then let's
need
celebrate.
hearts and minds.
A party?
Yeah, why not?
I think that is an excellent idea. Celebrate right in the face of Thrune.
Yeah, sure.
I'll say
Does he still have a dragon? Oh.
I'll fire up some dancing lights and say, "Hey, damn it! It's the music. It's a party now." You can, cast major image or something to like, create like a loud, sort of fantastical band.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You do that.
Yeah. And
All right, we have a gathering and mingle with people and laugh and listen to music.
yeah, maybe I'll try to get Laria to, bring some casks of wine out for this impromptu party.
Does anybody have like create wine, water to wine?
That's a pretty cool spell, but no, I don't have it.
I just keep on using alchemical allocation on this big ol'
Oh,
flagon.
gee.
Gulp, gulp, bleh, gulp, gulp. Ah, merde, I can't get drunk.
All right. So are you guys resting then for the rest of the day?
You were gonna rest after we party, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider that effectively resting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
You're not adventuring.
It's true.
yeah. Alright, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Yep.
It's a new batch of spells.
So are we expecting to be doing anything today?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm going to be going, I guess during the night, uh, like I would go over to the Hall of Records if Jillia is there, just to sort of get the information that I want to disseminate to the party the next day.
And what is that?
I want to know, what are the devil's bells? What do they do? And if there's like any sort of schematics or plans of the Temple of Asmodius.
Okay. So let me get you this. All right. So uh Jillia Jillia tells you what she knows of the Temple of Asmodius, and that it's she knows that the Temple of Asmodius, that the bells do have like some kind of powerful enchantments, that they're not just for making noise, but she's not exactly sure what that is.
So like the Song of Silver, they have their own bullshit.
Something like that, yeah. And she also knows that based on like based on the the architecture and engineering of the temple, she says that those bells are actually like they're given their infernal power by something by things called infernal engines.
Huh? Oh. What are those?
She's not entirely sure.
Mm,
They're just sources of power that They draw power and disseminate it where the temple needs it.
Do you know where I might be able to find any sort of schematics where it would show the location of these infernal engines?
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm asking her if she knows where the location of these where the info on the location of these infernal engines could be found.
Where's the book? The manual?
Right.
The Dummies 101
The
guide?
schematics.
I prefer the easier book. You know, they're usually cheaper too, so.
Would the blueprints for the church be located here on the Hall of Records, or is that something that they would keep in the temple?
She says, unfortunately, we don't have any like maps of the temple itself. Although, you know, you might be able to get some if you like if you're good at like espionage.
Hmm, I could perhaps figure out something out.
Not it.
Do you do you know if the temple has a library or archive?
The temple?
We
Does it have a library or an archive?
within the temple itself.
She's pretty sure it does. For sure there's a library.
Hmm,
There's people
that's
that
good.
visit the library.
But this library that is accessible, is it to the public?
Well, the temple itself is semi accessible to the public. Julia tells you that she knows that you can't get into the temple itself unless you either are a worshiping member of the faith or you're allowed in by someone.
Do we know somebody? Is there a whistleblower?
Hmm, we may not need to persuade anybody. I might be able to disguise myself as someone of the faith.
Oh, that's right. We all have these hats. We can all just
Uh,
go in as if we work there.
the,
Just another day
s-
on
I,
the job.
he kind of like turns his nose up when you mention the hats, like, no, I have
Oh,
something that is more uh, convincing than a simple hat.
oh, fine.
But it was a good suggestion, but I would not risk going in there with only this uh, as a tool to fool those guards or whatever sort of magical Im- implements they might have.
Huh, okay.
Do we know any members of the faith that we fought who are dead or whose deaths might not have reached the ears of the church?
You know someone who is very devoted to Cheliax and that worships Asmodius.
Um, are you referring to Tombus?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I have a plan, but it will not work if I am to assume Tombus's identity. It will not work while he's alive. So if you were to, I don't know, fall off a cliff or something, fall asleep,
Interesting.
fall asleep with a pillow on his face.
Uh,
Or it could simply be natural causes.
Never know. He might die naturally, I suppose.
Hmm.
we could lock him up in the prison.
Throw him in the oubliette.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, I have an idea. If we are unable to get Dumbus, do you think that uh, refresh my memory? Does that one red-headed cleric of Asmodeus that we first met in the Phantasmagorium, did he ever perish, or what happened to him?
No, he survived.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Uh, you continue talking amongst yourselves. I am just going to see how Dumbus is doing down in the cells.
Okay.
Did you have any other
Uh,
questions about him?
About Tombus? Or
No,
the
about
cleric?
yeah.
Well, I mean, I would, but unfortunately, I really my my idea won't work to use the extract that I'm planning to unless the other person is dead. So that's why I'm trying to think if there's anybody that we know of who is allied with the Church of Asmodeus but is currently deceased.
I mean, did they have to be dead for you guys to get in there?
it does if he wants to use that one the spell he was thinking of. It's assume appearance, I think.
Greater assume appearance, yeah. I'll be right back. I need to take care of something real quick. It'll only take just a moment.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess what about the rest of you guys? What do you guys think, or what are you guys curious about? Is it just Leon planning the uh is it only him planning your adventure to the temple?
I mean,
He's planning something.
I don't necessarily even think we need to go to the temple right away.
Yeah, no. We should probably wait till the troops get here. I think he wants to do like side mission or something. But when the troops get here, then everything will change. Things will change. Plans will change.
Yeah, my thought was like do scouting for the temple, and then we'll maybe be
You
able to
guys can,
infiltrate when the troops arrive,
or rather,
something like that,
you can have your
or have our team.
whatchamacallit, you can have your spies attempt a covert action.
Are the bells
Right.
still going? Like, did they just keep them going nonstop, or was it just like a short
Dun,
The
thing?
dun.
bells,
Yeah.
they ring on the hour.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
And this is very unusual because even Amon, who's like very familiar with, like the the goings on of like Asmodeus worship here, you've never heard those bells until now.
Okay.
But you knew about them,
Um,
huh?
Like they don't ring those bells for for really any other reason. So the fact that they are ringing right now is kind of ominous.
Oh no, they're mad.
sure.
We're poking at
Um,
them and it's pissing them off. That's what I want.
All right, I'm back.
because I think what I'm gonna do is I want to find out information about those. So give me a minute. I got a spell
Okay.
I gotta look up.
Can our rumor mongers spread rumors?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I taught them to tell the truth only.
Ah, damn. God,
Yeah,
like
sorry.
I haven't. All right. Well, um, can I set the rumor mongers on the task of saying that, spreading the rumor that Tombus broke free of the of his imprisonment? And they're free to embellish it all I want, like make him seem like a heroic person, like he killed several silver ravens on the way out, escaping torture and whatnot.
I suppose so. They're curious why you want to spread that rumor. What's the idea?
I I'll confide in my bard friend and say because he's going to be making a special appearance at the Church of Asmodeus, gathering some information.
Okay, they can do that.
All right.
They'll probably be disseminating this information mostly with the area where the Chelish Citizens Brigade was most populated.
Yeah. He wants to make sure that word gets back to the temple and hopes that, the rumor mongers will, spread that rumor along the avenues that they think it's most likely to trickle back there.
Okay.
All right. I think I know what I'm doing here.
All right.
So I'm gonna find like a place with a good vantage point, somewhere where we'll be able to hear the bells very clearly.
Okay.
Shortly before one of the hour ticks, gonna be on like probably the keep, honestly here, because that's also pretty remote. Like people aren't gonna be over there probably. And I'm gonna cast Planar Inquiry,
Okay.
and I'm going to summon up my old associate, the bearded devil, um, Bolfara again.
Okay.
Um, and I'm gonna have an offering of 60 platinum pieces for him,
Okay. That's pretty nice.
because as per the requirement of the spell. Um, and yeah, that's basically. I'm gonna summon him up and ask him. Well, first off, I'm gonna ask him, uh, like small talk, I guess. Like, what's any news of hell? Like any particular movements down there? See if he has anything he's gonna give me, I guess. But I have a specific question I want to ask him too, and I'm gonna have it timed up with the when the bell rings.
Okay. Your moment comes then.
Um, so when the bell rings, I'll ask him like what that is. Basically, I want him be there so he can hear it. Like what is that? Does that mean anything to you?
He tells you, or well, rather, he asks you, why would you ring a bell?
Oh, I didn't ring it.
But and he's asking you though. To answer your question, why would one ring a bell?
To alert or
It could
call.
be something to call. Yeah, to call people somewhere, or it could be just as simple as to tell time. But they haven't rang this bell before until yesterday.
He nods and says that this is indeed a calling.
Okay, but is it like a particular one or like a special calling?
For the offering you gave him, he's willing to investigate for a bit within the infernal courts,
Okay,
and he will return to you when he has um information sufficient for your offering.
okay. Uh, all right. Well, I thank him then.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll hear back from you soon.
Yeah. This will only take him a couple hours. So does anybody do anything in that time?
Uh, no. Where are we? We're at
You can be
our
wherever you want to be.
in camp. Oh,
The only area you can't really be is inside the Temple of Asmodius.
okay. I'm gonna be with Sam. I think Sam's finishing up Jace's scythe and
You mean Caleb's
Jace.
scythe?
Yes, Zerdurium Scythe.
what game am I in? I don't
Where am I?
know. Where?
Okay, yeah, Sam is working hard on the item. Do you have any smithing yourself, or is it just him?
No, I'm just keeping him company.
Okay, he might be able to finish it if you do just kind of help him, like a little
Uh,
sooner than that.
I mean, yeah, I'll hand him his tools when he needs them and cool down metal when it needs to be cooled down. And,
Okay, he takes it also as just nice quality time with you.
yeah.
Is it like when I was helping my dad fix cars, and telling me to get the
Uh,
tools or whatever, just like
Yeah.
that?
no, it's more like Ghost and we're making pottery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that scene. I'll be right back.
Man, sucks that the bell tower is, just perched on the top of the temple. And this whole thing.
Uh,
So many plans. It's alright. Got a new plan.
Does it involve murdering Tombus?
Um, gonna try to get somebody else to do it for me.
oh, oh, not it.
Oh no, don't worry. But unfortunately, if I want to use Thomas's uh, face, I can't really do what I want to, but who knows? Like, I won't be able to use his
All right, I'm back.
disguise to get into the Church of Asmodeus.
So was anybody else doing anything within those couple of hours?
Ye- Yes, I am going to go visit Tombus.
Okay, you do that.
And is he currently guarded?
Did you leave guards for him?
Um, no, I don't think. No, I don't think it would have.
Okay, then he's simply
So,
by
yeah,
himself.
that's wrap the bars. Is he, awake, asleep?
He's awake.
All right. I'll tell him. Is he? I guess I don't remember if we left him, just bound, or if he's like free to sort of roam about his cell as he wants.
I don't
But
think you bound him. He's behind iron bars.
okay, then while he's waking up, I'm you know perching myself on a stool and setting on a small little table a little satchel, and I say, "Good morning. How are you doing today?"
He greets you unwarmly.
Someone is not at their cafe yet. I hope you are being treated well. And I open up the satchel and pull out, the sketchbook and the other masterwork artisan's tools.
Okay.
And, I squint one eye, hold my thumb out in front of me, sort of looking at his face and beginning to sketch in my sketchbook. Just sort of like engaging him or attempting to and engage him in idle chit chat.
This is a death note, is it?
Yeah.
Does he have any questions for me, or does he just kind of like ignore me?
I mean, if what you're gonna do is like sit there and sketch him, he's probably
Mm-hmm.
gonna be on some level like annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn,
I'm
you don't
just
like.
there. I'm just there cheerful, just smiling at him, scrutinizing his face, and just being very involved in my work. But you know, I'm not at all perturbed by any sort of like insults that he throws my way. Sort of humming to myself, perhaps, being as obnoxiously like unthreatened by him as possible. 'Cause I know that he thrives on fear and power, and that's the best way to get his goat.
Well, he doesn't really have either of those right now.
Exactly. He has neither fear that he can exert on people nor power. So that's what I do for my time, and um,
I think
I'll
he's
roll
more of the like
a.
of the attitude of like annoyingly asking you, "What do you want from me?"
Oh, then I'll tell him, I want you to stay still so I can see that pretty face of yours. You have some very strong features. Some might even say noble. That is what you fancy yourself, no?
He says, "Why do you want it?"
Because I have used for it, mon ami. and I continue my work. You might be more useful out of Throne service than you were in it.
Is that a threat?
No, just an eventuality.
So you're gonna kill me?
No, I'm not going to kill you.
Stannis or Jeff. Where's Jeff when you need him?
But like I say that, but he knows like I'm both lying and not lying. Like that's the sort of inflection that I'm trying to give it.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's obviously going to be a little confused by that. But I don't know if he has any more questions for me. But I guess even if he does, I won't answer. I'll just continue my work. So, how long would it take to sketch his face with him there in front of me?
You're probably gonna have a hard time of it because at some
Uh
point
huh.
he's not just gonna stay still for you.
Mm hmm.
But if you still want to, even with him not staying still for you, you can still do it. It would just need a
Right.
like some kind of check.
Okay. Well, I
I would say
do
you
have
can
craft
sketch a
drawings.
crude likeness of him without any check.
Okay. Well, I is it possible to take a 10 on it? Like if I'm going to be spending
Yeah, you
the
can take a
time
10.
to just sit here? All right. Well, then with my bonuses, um, it would be a plus 16 to that, so that would be a 26. Because I'm
Okay.
using my uh, crafter's fortune extract.
Okay. I mean, I would say with like that bonus in the skill, you get a decent like sketch of him, not because he's a good model, but more because you have a good memory. You probably could have
Right.
sketched this without looking at him.
Right. But I wanted to make the point of
Sure.
being in front of him. And that's what I do.
Okay, you do that. Did Caleb want to do anything while for a couple hours while Amon's waiting for information?
Nope, nothing to
Okay.
do for me.
Well, not necessarily. You're the Order of the Knights of the Torrent. They do have a ceremony for the death of their fallen uh armiger.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll
There's a
attend that
lot
for
of
sure.
stuff that you need to do as you're the second highest ranking Hell Knight
You're
in
the
the
new guy
order.
and you have to
Oh
assemble
man,
it and make it happen.
Hell Knights are doomed.
Caleb gets a desk job.
Yeah, I'll definitely attend.
Okay. Octavio, shows you a lot of the stuff that you need to know.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of discipline and reverence. Okay, so some hours pass and your contact returns to Amon.
Okay.
So your contact tells you that there is a stirring in the infernal courts, particularly with the the fiends that serve Mephistopheles or that are wishing to gain his favor.
All right.
There is an influx of valuable and noteworthy souls being offered, and it seems that the Archduke himself is collecting these as some kind of uh what would you call it, he's collecting these to either reward or tempt powerful fiends into his service. And if I had to guess, I would say that this the tolling of these bells is this Temple of Asmodius's efforts into, coercing Mephistopheles to send uh, those fiends that would accept his these souls.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then I think it would only take a few more days of these succulent souls being offered uh, to to complete this ritual.
Couple more days. Okay, so that gives us a little bit of a time pressure then.
A few more days, yes. Although, um, should they succeed, you should they succeed, the fiends that Mephistopheles sends to aid these faithful will not be they will not be a trifle.
All right.
And he's your contact he's describing pit fiends as being the ones that are the most likely candidates.
Okay. That'd be a problem.
So yeah, that's what he knows.
All right. Well, I'll thank
And
Volfara
he'll take
for
his
the
leave.
information. Yeah.
So I'm gonna make this public knowledge to the players,
Yeah, I'd go back and tell everyone.
and I'm gonna put it even on the calendar too here, that within a couple of days, this Mephisto manifestation will complete at around the same time that the bells began ringing at 7 p.m.
Hmm.
Do you guys do anything else? I'm gonna push time forward a little bit.
Nope. Just getting gear ready. Getting ready for the big showdown.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to like push our time frame forward though. Like I think we might actually have to like launch an assault or something as soon as like tomorrow. We could probably go on 2 days from now, but we need to make sure it's early enough in the day that we're not like pushed too hard against so that we think this ritual will be complete.
I guess the other members of your rebellion, they ask about, like, what do you know of this ritual, and what should we do?
Uh I don't know much about it. I just know that supposedly it's trying to lure in powerful pit fiends and other devils. The good news is that the Song of Silver does make it so that we can fight
Give
devils
me a
on our way.
knowledge, planes or religion, Amon,
Sure.
whichever one you prefer. Okay, so um you're thinking about, okay, like what is our recourse here? And physically stopping the ritual is one thing, although you do know, as a as having information on devil summoning and stuff like that, that these particularly long rituals are susceptible to other methods of disruption. It won't it won't disable the ritual entirely, but slowing it down is much easier.
All right. What would that entail? Like a counter ritual? Like is that
Essentially, yeah. You would just need other people of some opposed faith to, enact some kind of counter ritual somewhere close. But that wouldn't fully dispel it, but it would it if it's performed well, it will disrupt it long enough to buy you more time.
What was Barry the same? He wasn't of Milani. I don't know what. I don't think we
That's
have
Barry
enough
was a
people for any particular church.
yeah. I mean, we have because Barry's a Desnan,
I
and
have
then
all
we
my
have
followers, but like I don't know if that's gonna be enough to make a ritual.
well, we need like a cleric basically or
Yeah.
something. So like
Um,
Barry's like the ideal candidate for that, but also Shenson is like Milani, like a
or she's no,
True.
Shensen is Sarenrae.
oh it's Serenite. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you do
Dude,
have a few
Paizo loves
people of.
Saren and their
They do, yeah.
NPCs.
Well, she's one of the more popular
Hmm.
Serenite is
goddesses
one of the
within the
major gods.
within
Yeah.
the world. Yeah, she's one of the major intermediate deities. But so if you start talking about that and you start mentioning to Barry, like, well, maybe could you do it? He's like, well, I only know so many people of Desna, and Shensen's like, well, I only know so many people of Sarenrae. Like, no one's really that powerful. What you do eventually get the attention of is your saboteurs, the
Oh.
the aquatic elves, the
Oh.
Asasazi, and you recall that they are the whole Asasazi village. They worship Gazre.
The whole village. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
all of the saboteurs do.
Don't
They're actually
the
all rangers.
doesn't the Order of the Torrent kind of like also loosely follow? I mean, not entirely, but like they at least pay respects to him. I think
Yeah, they do, because
because he's the god of the
they're
faith,
friends with the
or
seers of Saint
one of the
Synex,
elements of it. Hmm.
and they also worship Gazre. So the Asasazi elves, your saboteurs,
Uh-huh.
they say that they do worship Gazre, and they know enough like prayers, and they have small sources of divine magic themselves, um, to where they might be able to infiltrate the temple and perform a counter ritual.
Nice. Then
Or at least somewhere close enough to the
Yeah,
temple.
somewhere close enough to the temple, not the temple itself, but they could, yeah, potentially disrupt it a little bit.
All right. I mean, that's probably something we should do, especially if our attempts get delayed or thwarted in some way that we're not forced to, I don't know, do like too drastic of measures. So we should do that anyway. But we should still push forward our like timetable as well.
okay, that's fine.
Originally, I kind of wanted to wait for reinforcements from Vire, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to be an option. Like
Nope, they're gonna have to come in and save us after the fire starts.
I mean, they might just they might just help. If things go well, they might just come in to arrive to a freaking cargo and only have to help us avoid further reprisals from um, Cheliax, but
Yeah.
from Eogaria. But yeah, I think that's just where we're at. I don't know. Leon had some plan though, right?
Leon always has something planned.
What were you wanting to do? Is this gonna ruin what you were planning? Does that take something that takes time?
Uh, the plan I had was also something that would take some time. Uh, I was hoping to perhaps collapse the entirety of the church.
Oh, oh, oh.
I mean, that would disrupt the ritual too.
It would. That is why I was asking if there are any political prisoners or people who might be considered innocent in there.
Was that church built in the name of Asmodius, or did Asmodians take over?
That's actually a good question because as the records would have it, this hasn't always been a Temple of Asmodius. It's only
Ah.
relatively recently that it's been a Temple of Asmodius. It used to be a Temple of Eridan.
That's
Oh,
right.
it's a monument now. Can't have you do that, Leon.
Yeah. Well, as much
If
pleasure
it
as it gives me to destroy
was.
statues and the like, I
Yeah.
suppose if you insist, we could do this with a little more finesse. That is why I had a alternate plan to infiltrate and get the information on where all the infernal engines were being kept. Make a targeted strike.
Maybe at the top, ringing the bells. Wait, isn't that what the engines do? Is ring the bell?
From
Among
what
other
the
things.
mayor said, the the engines send power to the bells and multiple other defenses that the church possesses. However, is that if that is true, it is likely to be the most heavily guarded place of the entire temple.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So don't go there first.
Or perhaps, go there first. I'm planning to get some schematics from the church and perhaps find out where these engines are being held.
Uh, Good luck with that.
Thank you. Merci. I plan to be getting everything that I need by tonight, and tomorrow I will go into the Church of Asmodeus.
Okay. Well,
As for her,
yeah.
I think our saboteur group of elves, if they are able to get in there or somewhere nearby where they could create that counter ritual, as the jurist brought up, I think that is also a very good idea. Buying us as much time as possible. And then eventually it will come the time where we cast subtlety aside and we make a frontal assault. Because
Okay.
as you mentioned yourself and Caleb are not exactly the most stealthy of fighters.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna be quiet. My armor
But
makes too much noise.
perhaps we want to give the people a show, no?
Yes, yes,
Let
sure
the
would be good.
people of Kintargo see exactly what taking on the forces that tried to oppress us head on what are the results that yields?
Okay, so it looks like the plan is to actually infiltrate the temple if you guys want your saboteurs to sabotage it. If there's anything that you want to do to help them do it, I'll give them bonuses on this roll.
Uh, I'll help with their disguises, but I don't have an.
I can try to help this guy since I'm pretty good at that. I can create some practical disguises for them
Okay.
and use a disguise kit as well to assist with that.
And Freedom's gonna have a special kind of party tonight before we go into combat. I don't know if it's tonight. Before the night before we go. And you're invited if you want, but I'm not sure if it's your kind of party.
It'll probably be. I think we're planning it probably. I mean, unless we go tonight, like actually tonight or today. I mean, I have
Alright.
most of my spells. Oh yeah, I didn't mark off that I used Clear Inquiry.
Yeah. He's gonna have a sexy ritual offerings to Arche and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Okay. And this is for what?
Just cause we might die tomorrow. You know?
Okay.
It's his divine. He's gotta do his divine obedience.
Yes.
Okay, so we're sending the saboteurs, and are you guys doing anything else?
No.
I am. I'll be, visiting Tombus again after I help, disguise the elves. And
Okay.
whenever you want me to roll for the elves, I can do that.
No rolling is necessary. I just want to know what you guys are
Right.
doing.
Gotcha. Well, whenever I disguise the elves, I would be using heroism plus a disguise kit, so the total base bonus would be 22. Just in case you need that.
Okay. Okay. They they infiltrate the temple, and we'll see if their counter ritual is successful.
All right.
Is anybody else doing anything this evening?
Other than a possible orgy? No, no.
Okay. Okay. Drew, you do that.
All right. And I will come to him and I will say, pardon me, but I apologize if I am waking you up so late at night. But I was hoping that you would perhaps join me for a little bit of a midnight stroll. This cage looks a little bit cramped.
He says that he doesn't really think he's in the mood to, that he's feeling weak, that he would like something to eat before he goes.
Sure, I have some just desserts for you, if you are inclined.
Come into my candy house.
I have some things that you might be interested in. Uh, do you do your hands miss your swords, or your body miss its armor, or do you feel that you are still too weak to carry them?
He was he says I'd rather not perish on an empty stomach.
All right, I'll hand him some of my you know rations that I might have. Just kind of like toss them through the bars and say,
Okay.
"There you go. Eat up."
Okay, he does.
And I just kind of stand there and smoke a cigarette idly, watching him.
You do that?
All right. How long does he just kind of like take a long time, or does he just eat at a normal speed?
He takes his time.
Okay. I'll pass him a wineskin.
Okay. He takes it. He smells it,
All right.
but he drinks it.
All right. He dies. No, I'm kidding. And I'll
No,
tell
no,
him.
no. They always get a fortitude save.
I ask him, would you like some candlelights, or, or do you want to take this somewhere a little more private?
More private than a jail?
Wait, I can show you my
The
home.
world. Sorry.
I feel a kinship with you. I'm feeling like I want to show you where I come from.
I feel like where you come from, I'd have to bend down to fit through the doors. That's
Oh,
not going to be a
jeez.
problem, is it?
You're you're more correct than you realize, but no, it will not be a problem. Here, you will need this. And I hand him one of the hats of disguise.
Okay, it looks just like a normal hat to him.
Right. All right. I'll put it on, demonstrate its use, take it off, and hand it to him.
All right.
Since we are going to be stretching our legs, I've figured that it might do to not attract unwanted attention.
All right, but you know, hypothetically, what if I do?
Uh, uh,
Well, you've proven to be pretty good at running away, so you shouldn't have
then
any
you're
trouble.
your. Jeez. Okay, you're gonna take our prisoner out. What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing?
He's probably gonna murder Tombus.
Right, but like where? Just why do you have to take him for a walk? Like,
Deniability,
To,
probably because he knows that several people within the rebellion don't would be upset about him murdering someone.
well, we're gonna find out anyways, though.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
I,
Carry
I
on.
tell him, I tell him, I have your armor and your swords in my pack, so don't get rabbity before we get to where we're going. I promise you, you will have them when the time comes. But if you want to test your luck out there on the streets, go ahead and try running away. We'll see how fast you are.
So what? No cuffs or bindings?
I don't need them. You
If you
just
say
have to
so.
follow me. We can hold hands if you are scared. All right. Um, does he look like he gets, sort of ready to go?
As ready as he'll be.
All right. Then I'll take uh, the keys. I'll unlock the cell door and I'll say, "Follow me." Yeah. Just disguise yourself as a knight of the torrent.
He has, been your prisoner for a few days, so he's not
Mm-hmm.
like he has some stamina in him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
Does it
full
seem
health.
like? Oh,
Mm,
okay. Then I'll give him a extract of cure light wounds to heal him 1d8 plus 5.
Okay.
Say, you're looking a little peaked. Here you go.
He hasn't been getting good rest though, so he's fatigued.
Hmm.
If you give Tombus a
Then
Cure Light Wounds
I'll
potion, he's
part.
gonna ask for lesser restoration.
I do have one of those on me,
It's a
so
famous
I'll
fable.
pass him. I'll pass him a potion of lesser restoration as well.
Okay, you do that.
If you're fatigued, are you unable to run or is that exhausted?
I think that's exhausted. I think you can still run when you're fatigued. I could be wrong though.
Hmm.
I don't think you can
Okay, so
charge when you're fatigued.
okay. And that's what I give him, and I beckon him to follow me.
Okay.
And if
Yeah.
anybody looks like they want to question me, I will, you know, be the one who talks.
Okay. He follows you. Where do you lead him?
Okay. I, wander through the city, through Old Cantargo,
I guess you can't run.
and,
Okay, never mind.
say,
I
like,
was wrong.
say, say like, the city, she sure is beautiful in the night light under the stars, no? You could swear that she was made of silver. And I head towards, my part of town where I grew up, and I bring him to an area where there's a couple of shops, and I take him to a place in between two shops where there is just a pile of like cinders and boards from a building that looks like it collapsed in a fire. And I say, we are here. And I start digging through the boards, sort of muttering to myself, where was it? Yes, here. And I'll lift up a piece of board and show a cellar door entrance. And I open it up and say, "Watch your step. It can be a little bit hard to see down here." But I'll click my fingers and have some dancing lights pop around me.
Down there.
Whee! Here. I'll crack a sunrod and give it to him.
All right. He'll take it.
And, and I'll lead him down there and to
Okay. He
you know,
reluctantly follows.
all right. It's about a 20 by 20 room, and you can see that there are like, alchemical stuff like everywhere, sort of strewn about rather haphazardly. And I tell him, this was my old basement, and the place that we just crossed was my old flower shop. It was run by my parents. It doesn't look as good as it used to, no? But then again, you wouldn't know. As you said, you weren't the one who issued the orders, you just carried them out. And I'll be saying this as I'm taking out the armor and swords and handing it to him.
Okay.
Say, why don't you get dressed first? It is a special occasion after all.
In the armor and weapons you offer him?
Right. I'm giving him his gear.
Okay. He dons it.
Alright. I smoke a cigarette as he does so. And I say, "Ah, when you are ready, uh, let me know and we can begin."
He says, I would like to know what that is.
Oh, you haven't figured it out?
No,
And
I
I quaff.
figure that he says I figure that, you're gonna do me in.
"Hmm, you seem so cavalier about it. I thought that you were perhaps a bit more confident in your abilities."
Well, I've been beaten, haven't I?
Uh, that is true. But are you saying you don't have the strength to rise from the ashes of your defeat and find a new life? Find a new purpose? As I did
Where would I go?
months ago? Ah, where would you go? Hmm. You are like a ship without a sail, no? I'm sorry, but that is not the question for me to answer. But now it is time for you to meet the person who will end you. And I take a potion, extract, and I drink it. And Leon's form changes, he keeps the same height and everything about it, but he, has a feminine figure. His hair goes, to maybe shoulder length, and he speaks, with a higher tone of voice as he's now a female gnome, but with some of his own, like, uh, you know, facial features that are recognizable, like almost like a familial resemblance. And he says, "Oh, mon Dieu, that was quite startling. Uh, Pardon me, monsieur, but what are you doing in my son's shop?" "Well, he's
He
part of this."
lifts an eyebrow and says, what are you doing?
She starts laughing and says, "Me? Why, I'm just cleaning up Leon's mess." And I throw a bomb.
You throw a what?
A bomb.
A bomb,
A bomb. Okay.
yeah, to initiate combat. Now, I'm fine. I've taken certain measures to, ensure that, this fight can pretty easily go my way because if needed, I can go, invisible and, he theoretically wouldn't be able to do anything to attack me. He might be able to, try and run away, but, I'd be trying to stick him to the ground. So if you want, I can spend resources and HP if you don't want this to go into an extended fight.
Is your goal just to kill him?
Yes, but to keep it as fair a fight as possible. Like, not going invisible, but just, you know, continuing to speak to him in that motherly tone, but, also, attacking him and, inevitably killing him.
Well, he doesn't fight back.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Hmm. Okay. Then, after, tossing the first bomb at him, and noticing he doesn't fight back, I'll take out the bastard sword, the human bastard sword, swing it at him, saying, you know, cursing at him, saying, "Bastard! Why won't you fight back? Come on, at least give me the courtesy of a fight!"
Uh, he says, You beat me fair and square already. I have nowhere to go. If I seek forgiveness from Barzillai or from any of the Church of Asmodus, they'll surely punish me for my failure. The best
As
I
you
can
should be
hope
punished.
for is the best I can hope for is to, you know, die and um, hope that my soul goes somewhere nice in the pits where maybe I could redeem
I,
myself.
I stop my barrage and I look at him for a moment and sigh and say, "You say you have nowhere to go? How can you feel sorry for yourself and not have the presence of mind to realize that I don't have anywhere to go? You think that I wanted this to happen? You think I wanted to be trapped down here, hearing my parents burn alive as I could do nothing? Well, maybe your screams will be as loud as theirs, and I'll stab him in the chest. I'll tell everyone it was a fair fight, and you fought bravely."
Okay.
And yeah, if he has any last words, I'll hear them.
Let's see. I'm sure he would say something like he would say something spurnful about your rebellion and how you know Thrun is the city's last chance for order.
Hmm. I'll tell him, yeah, like as he, dies, I'll wipe off my blade on him and, sheath it and say, "Eh, perhaps in the next life, who knows? Maybe I'll find you again." And I'll, just kind of look around at the basement where I used to work, creating fertilizer using my alchemy lab for the flower shop, and then sigh, and then leave the basement, thinking that I'm never going to come back here. Oh yeah, I do
Okay.
take Thomas's stuff and gear because I know that they can be used to be sold.
Sure.
But I'll shut the cellar door behind me and say, "May this be your grave,"
Okay.
and head back uh, to the Lucky Bones.
All right, you do that.
S- Still in my disguise, just kind of wandering around in a daze.
It's not too late to join the orgy.
Oh, it's long too late. I don't think Leon
He
ever
already
had
poked the
any
guy.
interest.
You're in disguise. It's fine. Nobody will know.
That's true. Yeah, I just kind of wander into the Lucky Bones. I don't know if anybody accosts me like, "Hey, what are you doing, strange one?" But I'll just wander in.
Okay. I mean, you're still wearing Leon's stuff, right?
Um, Well, let's see. With the greater assume appearance, I think I can choose whatever clothes I want, but I'll double check. It says it functions similarly to alter self, so I guess my clothes stay the same. So yeah, I'm wearing Leon's stuff. There's a middle-aged woman gnome wearing a beret and smoking a cigarette.
Okay, well, maybe you get like a look, but you know your way in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in this rebellion now at this point. It's
Yeah.
like it's probably somebody I just haven't seen before.
Yeah. I guess I'll pass a mirror or something, look at myself, just kind of turn away, and then dismiss the spell so I'm no longer disguised,
Okay.
and just go to my room for the night.
You do that.
Thank you, everyone, for indulging me in my character moment. You can do
It's
as
all
you
good.
wish.
I liked it.
You can still join the orgy. It's all night.
Just slips of paper keep on being pushed under Leon's door. He either
It's for
ignores them or just
Arshay.
kind of
So
It's
I suppose
we're
I'll
Alright.
push
worshiping.
the
It's
time towards tomorrow. All right, it's the next day. What do you guys do?
I I guess I tell everyone that I have acquired the disguise in order to infiltrate the church.
okay.
My plan is to go to the library, find the information on where the Infernal Siege engines are, and perhaps find any sort of weaknesses in the temple.
I'll ask you
Uh
about like what is this disguise?
I will show them, and I will take an extract, sort of double over, and then grow one size category, and speak in a sort of rough voice.
I don't know
Uh,
that this disguise is gonna work.
this. Why not, you pile of troll shit?
I don't think that they'll accept him back. He's been missing for so long.
Right. But I heroically fought my way through, killed several silver ravens on the way out. They'll have to accept a returning hero, right?
who wants to just go to the library and start learning about something?
Oh, I have information to report.
Hmm.
Uh
I don't know. It seems like it's not likely to work to me, but
it sounds like we're not gonna see Leon again if you go.
Well, I could go in and, and just make sure to keep out of eyesight out of any sort of high-ranking officials. Anybody who's small fry might recognize me on the way in. I'll just blow them off and then just continue forging ahead,
I feel like you're
being stealthy when I
overestimating how
can.
much like sway Tonbus had in the Church of Asmodius. I
Hmm.
don't think that Tonbus can get in anywhere important.
Well, I mean, I can try, or we can go with something else. What do you got?
Why don't we just go in arms swinging?
All
I
guns
don't know.
blazing?
I don't know if that'll work
I mean,
either. I don't know. It's tough. I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure what to do.
But
we
you know
find
I
a
can get
route to
myself out of
sneak
there if
in
discovered,
and
right?
I don't know.
Like, at the very least, I'll be able to walk in there and just do reconnaissance. Say, like,
No,
hey,
I don't know
this
that
is
you'll
where
be able
this
to even do
is.
that.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll stay nearby, I
He
guess.
has bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
I'm
if Leon has confidence, then I
even a little
can't.
bit there too as well. Keep in mind, like what Tombus even said. Granted, I didn't hear this in character, right? But like, I'm thinking along the same lines where he's like, "Oh yeah, like they won't take me back."
Where shall I
And I'm
go? I
thinking like
can't go
Amon has
back
like the same
there. Yeah.
idea. Like, yeah, like if he tries to go back, they're gonna.
I mean, he
Yeah.
could try
Maybe they'll.
lying low and just using his image to get
Yeah, I don't
past
know.
the mooks, but I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe it'll work. We'll try it. I'll let you try it, I guess. But we're gonna stay nearby in case something goes wrong.
Sounds good. Yeah. I pinched a little bit of gold so that I could use this spell, keep me safe from people trying to detect me as different. Just 50 pieces. I'm keeping track. And I am casting non-detection on myself.
Okay.
All right.
All right, and I guess yeah, I'll start making my way. Kind of using a hat of disguise. So I'm a dude disguised as another dude playing another dude, or however that goes, and walking towards the Church of Asmodeus.
Okay. I guess what are the rest of you guys doing?
On
Well,
the
we have
street,
a
I guess,
telepathic bond with
waiting
him. So we'll just hang out near the area and be like, if something
in an
goes wrong,
alley around the
yeah,
corner of a building somewhere.
yeah, somewhere that's like,
We're hacky sacking.
is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
um, yeah, we're hanging out nearby playing hacky sack, and for some reason,
Well, we're
and
trying not to look like we're like sitting here waiting for, we're just chilling,
try to look inconspicuous.
Yeah.
We belong here.
I have on my hat of disguise, so I don't look like me.
Yeah, I'll
Smart.
probably be in disguise. Just like some common folk
I'm
person I
pretty much
see all the
always,
time.
I'm pretty much always in disguise, actually.
True.
During the day,
Nobody really knows what Amon
I know.
actually looks like. You know what's funny at work? Like all my coworkers, they wear masks and they're all men, right? So all I see is their hair and their masks. And then after work they take their masks off and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Because they all have like these beards like and mustaches and don't look the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those babies that see their dad
Oh
like
yeah,
shaved
yeah.
for the first time. The
You look
reverse of
so
that.
different with hair. You really do.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys are somewhere nearby, but
Yeah.
Leon's the only one going up to
Yeah,
the
yes,
Yeah,
telepathic bond on, but yeah.
we're in a building nearby, or between two buildings nearby, or something. We're close by, somewhere we can get there. I could probably get there instantaneously if I
Okay,
use
well
like
that means
dimension
I
door,
get
but
to do this. Where is it? Let's see. Under the Devil's Bell. The Temple of Asmodius. Oh yes, this is very big. Let me just mask this. Now I gotta unmask it through, well, these parts. And which direction are you approaching it from?
Oh,
The
oh,
western side.
All right, west side.
Wizard.
right, 'cause that's the shop door, or at least the clerical door to get services. The west side.
Yeah,
Right. I
it's
figured.
the magic shop is near the west entrance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I figure like it's probably the busiest area, so it might be the easiest place to sort of blend into the crowd.
Weird. Okay.
And yeah, I'll be, making my way over there, trying to, just kind of slip past unnoticed, perhaps past any guards or people that might be keeping a lookout.
Okay. Well, there's surprisingly little, in the way of guards.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess I'll ask somebody that doesn't look like a guard and say, "Excuse me, I'm looking for the library."
I don't come
Um,
here often.
My my nana is sick and says that she needs some book about like devilish herbs. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
are you asking
She's
somebody
old and
outside of the
cantankerous.
temple or in the temple?
Um, I guess somebody who's in the temple but doesn't look like they're a guard.
Okay, well, first you have to get into the temple. So let me describe something.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna put you guys on a map.
uh,
Now it's a big one, so bear with the loading.
sure.
Gotcha.
Okay, I think you guys should all pretty much see it, right?
Yeah, I see it. Boy, howdy. It is big.
Yep, it's big. So you're coming in on the west entrance.
There we go.
Let me get them doors. All right, so the doors you see in front of you are made of iron.
All
And of
right, we
course
got some iron doors.
they bear the unholy symbol of Asmodius, the pentagram. What do you do?
Does it look like there are guards there at the
Nope,
iron doors? Hmm.
there are none.
I guess I guess I watch for a little while to see if anybody else looks like they're trying to make way towards it or get them to open.
It is eerily quiet, and there seems to be no traffic coming in or out of the temple.
Is there any way that I could perhaps inspect them in a way that wouldn't attract attention?
Sure.
All right. What? Tell me what to roll.
You can roll me a perception.
All right. Here comes the perception. Oh, psh. Well, what do I get with a 33?
With a 33. Let's see. Hmm. Where is the DC for that?
And if it feels like I'll need to make like an appraised knowledge, linguistics, or spellcraft check, let me know, and I'll have like applied the extract. Like if that's
Okay, there
something
it
that
is.
I would have known while
All
checking it
right.
out.
So you notice that within the large pentagrams, the large and holy symbol of Asmodius, there is a smaller, harder to notice glyph within them. So you're pretty sure that these doors are trapped by a magical, warding glyph. And the doors appear to be locked as well. Although you're not
Okay.
sure how, because there doesn't seem to be any kind of like keyhole.
Okay. I'll relay all this information to the gang playing hacky sack, saying, "Yeah, it seems that the first obstacle has been uncovered. Unfortunately, like Kane, I am unable to get rid of these sorts of glyphs. But perhaps with enough blowing up, Amon, do you know of any way to get rid of them?
Get rid of what now?
What appears to be a glyph similar to what was on the safe door in the opera house that uh, Kane assisted me with.
Hmm. I don't know that there's anything I can do from here. Like any glyph,
Hmm.
if you have a dispel or something, that could work potentially.
I wonder. I did put a spell on me earlier in order to fool any sort of magical means of detection. Perhaps this will work against this. Do you know? Or
Um,
is that something that I could roll for, Matt? Either of us?
For what?
Like,
do I know if
like
a
if not.
spell of non-detection would trick a glyph?
You think that it has a chance to.
It depends on
If
the
the
glyph.
caster level, if the caster's caster level, um, if a roll is good enough, you can fool a glyph that is looking for alignment.
Hmm.
I guess it just depends if you trust your extract enough to be overpower the glyph.
I don't know what it does, but I suppose I will know unless I try it. So I suppose that is what I will do. And I'm going to see if it's possible for me to bypass the glyph. But I guess before I do, I'm going to sort of secret my way from here out of view so that I can spend a minute time crafting an extract for myself.
Sure. If you want
It'll
to
be
go
an,
somewhere like to where the others are, you can craft an extract.
yeah, I'm gonna craft an extract of true skill
Okay.
and apply that to myself, and then make my way back.
Okay, you do.
And while keeping, sort of to myself, try not to attract attention, I'm going to try to unlock this door.
Okay. Then yes, you may attempt a disable device to try and open the locked double doors. Just because there's
Okay,
no keyhole or something on them doesn't mean that you can't finesse them open with enough skill.
right. And there's the roll. And let me know whenever you want me to roll something for the non-detection spell.
Okay. You unlock the doors. Do you open them?
Uh, if it looks like I am not being, watched, I will try to open them and slip in.
Okay. So, sorry, it's not your roll. So this kind of works like how you know when you use like dispel magic on something,
Yeah. Caster
Uh-huh.
level check.
um the caster level that this glyph is set at is going to
Okay.
roll against your caster level plus 11.
Okay. Just a
So
quick
what's the
note
caster level of your
in
non-detection?
non-detection, it says if you cast non-detection on yourself or on an item currently in your possession, the DC is 15 plus your caster level. So if that's the case, then it would be 25 since I cast it on
Okay.
myself.
Okay. Let
Let's see
me
how Leon's luck
get this.
holds. I cast misfortune on the door.
I mean, there's nothing to stop you from just walking around casting misfortune on inanimate objects, just in case they're creatures, right?
Yeah, they might be a mimic.
Yeah.
Let's see. So this is caster level. All right. So the DC is 25 then.
That would be correct.
Okay. It seems like your
Whew,
non-detection fools the. It seems like that it fools the glyph. So the glyph is still
excellent.
active, but you don't suffer any repercussions against it.
Okay.
You open the door, or I guess you are opening the
Oh,
door.
yes.
Do you go inside?
Yeah, I'm slipping in. Uh-huh.
Okay. Go ahead and put yourself in there.
Bloop. And I'm attempting to be stealthy.
Okay, let's see. Just there we go. And I'll describe some things to you. So you walk into one of the temple foyers. Uh, looking around you, you see a grand 40-foot wide hall that leads into an immense circular chamber beyond. The walls here are adorned with glowing pentagrams and carvings of hellscapes. But beyond that, you get a look at the domed ceiling of this immense 200-foot diameter hall of infernal worship that rises to a height of just over 120 feet above. A set of 5 great ribs of red stone arch up to support the dome. Murals of hellfire and damnation cover the space between these ribs. They meet at the apex of the dome above the room center, and at this convergence shimmers a 20-foot diameter disk of red fire, from which descends a churning column of similar flame, creating a pillar of infernal light in the room center. 5 red stone pillars rise up in the center of the room, which descends in a series of 5 pentagonal terraces to form an arena like pit. A second set of pentagonal slabs of stone rise in the center to form a 5-sided stage. To the south, the curved walls give way to a 110-foot wide archway shrouded in darkness, 20 feet above which looms a balcony with a golden railing guarding its edge. So,
Hmm.
the important details here. In the middle, I'll draw a line to it. In the middle here, see this little circle here? That is a column of
Yeah.
hellfire that shoots up towards the ceiling, towards this shimmering red disc. Um, these right here, these are the pillars. These red pillars that also go up to support the dome. You also see by these pillars, you see both devils and priests. However, they are all facing inwards towards where this column is, and they're at a distance far enough to where like you can kind of just barely make them out from like where you are, and it doesn't seem like they're attentive or looking at you or anything. It seems like they're more focused on whatever's going on here.
Uh-huh. All right. Um, okay. Is that everything that I can see?
That's the overview, the general overview, and the important stuff.
Okay. I will inform the others, of everything that I see that you described so that they are on the same page and say, it seems like we have our work cut out for us. It seems that they have not noticed me, and perhaps I could leave the door open so that whatever sort of glyph is on here won't be activated, and you could also slip in unnoticed. I would say perhaps I could destroy these pillars, but I doubt I could do so without alerting us of these priests and devils. Does anybody respond?
We can definitely hear you, or at least I
Oh.
can. I'm
Hmm.
not sure what the others are doing.
Yeah. I guess it was Leon time, so maybe they got some dinner or something.
No, you want to do what?
I'm
Oh,
just
I
really
would.
tired.
Gotcha. I was just informing everybody else of what I saw and saying,
All right.
we can, come in here. Like I can open the door for you since it seems that, you know, maybe if the glyph is either covered or if the door's already open, it may not activate. But, there's a hell of a lot of demons and priests in here.
Uh,
I'm not sure why we want to go here by ourselves right now.
Right. This can still just be like scouting it out. Like I could go
Like,
further in.
that's I don't know. I don't know how strong the things
I
are here, but like trying to
don't want
attack
to
the
go
temple with just
in.
us seems
Well,
kind of
what
suicidal
you
to
guys all
me.
know right now is that if your saboteurs aren't successful, then by 6 p.m. tomorrow, this powerful ritual will call pit fiends from hell to destroy you.
Okay, that's the time thing. Why we can't wait for the reinforcements.
Right. Since we are currently still, empowered by the Song of Silver, we are
There's a
immune to
chance that your
fear effects.
saboteurs are successful and they delay the ritual, but they can't stop it.
Right. Like, if we wanted to, maybe we could, do a strike and then run away and then come back the next day.
Hmm.
Sure, I would we have time to wait to see if our saboteurs are successful before we commit to an attack of our own?
You could wait until tomorrow and see if there's any sign of the ritual being slowed down.
Or we yeah, just go guns blazing and see what happens.
Or gather
Does
information.
Amon, yeah. Does Amon have a dim door or a teleport prepared?
Pluto?
Mm,
I think
hmm,
he usually has a dim door.
yeah. Okay. Well, Leon will say, I think I will, since it's telepathy, it's still his Leon voice. He will say, I think I will try investigating some more without arousing suspicion.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
All right. Then I will continue to wander around, perhaps starting with this northmost door
Okay.
that I am close to. I'll check it out. And I'll drink two extracts, one to see invisibility and one to see in the dark.
Okay.
All right. I will inspect this door.
It is a door.
All right, then I will attempt to disable. Well, I guess I'll check to see if it's open or not. And now that I'm in here, I won't be disguised as Tombus anymore. I'll be
No?
disguised as excuse me. Now that I'm in here, I won't be disguised with a hat of disguise. I'll be Tombus instead of like a Joe Schmo.
Okay.
Is the door locked?
Let's see. No, it doesn't appear to be.
All right. Does it open?
It does.
I will open it carefully and peek inside, trying to
Okay.
do so stealthily.
You peek inside. The curved walls of this room are covered with shelves holding all manner of unholy symbols, pentagram adorned jewelry, evil looking tomes, statuettes of devils, and paintings depicting hellscapes, devils, and worse. A counter separates the store like chamber from an alcove to the east.
Hmm. Okay.
And this
Does it seem like
shop
this
is
place?
tended by an
Ah,
imposing 10-foot tall creature. Let me get this down here. You see this guy, and he is
hey.
carefully tending the shelves, making sure everything is nice and presentable and that it's where it needs to be. But it also looks like he's taking things from this chest by him and stocking and then putting some things back into the chest.
Do I know what he is?
Do you have knowledge planes?
No.
You're not sure.
All right, but it doesn't seem like he's devilish or anything like that.
I don't know. He looks he definitely looks unnatural and not human. It's up to
And
Leon's perception.
and it seems like he's like selling a bunch of like wares pertaining to like religion, like Asmodeus and stuff, right?
Well, he seems to be tending the shop here.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I won't engage him in conversation because I don't want to alert people to my presence just yet, and I don't know what he is. So, I'll kind of just inform the party of what I'm seeing, but I don't know if Amon or if Freedom has knowledge planes, or I think Caleb does too, if any of them would be able to roll anything just based on my description.
Um, maybe.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll try to describe him as best as possible to them just to see if I can get anything.
I roll a good
Don't know
roll.
any.
A knowledge planes.
I don't know if it's enough. I can't see.
Let's see.
I wonder where Pluto went, because
Oh.
Amon I know would have a good knowledge plane skill.
As far as Caleb, uh, just from the description of this guy, you're not sure.
Okay, I say,
Okay.
th- I tell Caleb merci, and then I will just kind of shut the door. And this guy occupies a lot of space, so it'd probably be difficult to sneak past him, given that I'm medium size now. And I'll just try opening up one of the southern doors instead, starting with this one on the western side. Because these are both, or at least that was a shop that was like open towards the public, right?
I mean, again, semi-public. Whoever
Semi-public.
whoever was invited to or gained access to the Temple of Asmodius.
Okay, so that shop there wasn't like a window or anything like to the outside that
Mm-mm.
the merchant could talk. Okay, so you'd have to be in the temple to
The
actually.
temple.
Gotcha.
Yep. It seems like there's only like two main points of entry here.
Gotcha.
You want to try this area now, huh?
Yeah. And I'll be doing the same routine, like, perception for traps, check if it's unlocked. If it isn't, I'll stealthily open the door. So yeah, just let me know what rolls I need to throw your way.
Okay. You open the door. It doesn't seem to be locked.
Okay, I'll stealthily peek inside. Hmm. All right, and what do I see?
You see a well-crafted statue of a devil sitting in this small western antechamber.
Huh? Does this devil look like one that I recognize from my adventures? Like whether it be like a type of devil or like maybe a
Uh,
representation of Asmodeus or Mephistopheles?
no, it's not like an archduke or an archdevil or the prince of hell himself. It looks more like your average kind of like a bearded devil, the kind that, carries like a pitchfork and with a tail and horns.
Gotcha. Uh, I look around the room with my special eyes. Do I see
Are you
anybody?
gonna do you go in any further or just
Well, yeah, I'll continue to go in.
okay, go ahead and move yourself.
All right. I'll peek around the corner.
Okay, so you see this large room is equipped to serve as a sculptor's workshop with a strong stone table in the middle of the room capable of supporting several large blocks of stone. A kiln for firing pottery sits to the southwest, while pottery wheels and a workbench for smaller stone carving projects sit to the north.
Hmm.
And you do see somebody here.
I have an idea of who or what it might be.
Okay, there we go. Now the token is small, but I'm going to give you guys a picture.
All right. Sorry, everybody, if this is boring. If I can retreat at any point, if you just want to smash into here and just go through the rooms as a group.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm very sleep deprived. I only slept like 3 or 4 hours last night.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
So yeah, sorry, I'm barely
Well,
awake.
well, as I go through here, it looks like there's lots and lots of things to fight when we do go in here.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to fight.
Well, I
Not
guess
everything.
I mean the priests and the devils, like these things, like this cool NPC looking person.
And you see this person. They are working on something. They seem to be toiling away on like parts of what appear to be like a hulking statue of a person. And judging from the work on the face, which is very good, it must be Barzillai. Uh, this statue is being carved from red marble.
Oh my god.
I don't think Barzillai statues are part of the ritual, but if they were, it would be pretty funny.
But that's what she's
Uh,
doing. She's working on this thing
okay.
and doesn't appear
Does she
to
seem
do
medium
anything.
sized?
Yeah, she's medium sized.
Um, do I know if she is human or is there knowledge I can roll on her?
Knowledge local.
Excellent. Yeah, why not? I'll roll twice on it. Oh, all right. Actually, I'll take that one because I think I can choose if I want to or not. Let me double check. 1 day reroll, and you can take the better result. I don't know, so I'll just roll it again.
You rolled a 42.
Oh goodness, that should be 10 less because
So a
I thought I was
32.
going to roll a perception. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Do
take
you
the
want to?
32.
Okay, you'll take the 32. All right.
Hmm.
The this person, they are garbed in what you're pretty sure must come from the region called Vudra. They look Vudrani,
Oh, cool. That's where Iman is from.
and you think that this might be one of those rare peoples from Vudra called the Vishkanya.
Oh,
Yep. If you look very, very closely, her skin is actually scale like.
cool. Okay. I don't think I know the native language. Do I know what like the native language of Vudra is? Is it just Vudrani?
I think it's Vudrani.
Okay. All right. Noted. And then they seem pretty occupied by their work, right?
She seems occupied by her work. Yes.
This statue made of red marble, do I know anything, from what I'm seeing, uh, about the material, or if this could perhaps be some sort of golem that she's
I
creating?
mean, quite possibly. All it takes is, a really good looking statue and enough magical talent.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way of
Does it
knowing
look
whether she has that.
okay? So it doesn't look like she's casting spells or anything on it. She's just doing a mundane masonry, albeit very skilled.
Sorry, what was that?
It just looks like she's doing like a really good job of mundane masonry. It doesn't look like there's any sort of like magical accoutrement like anywhere that she might use as like part of a ritual to bring this thing to life later on.
You're not sure. You're not really sure what to look for in that sense.
Okay, then
But you can tell that if it's been her that's been working on this statue the whole time, it's of exceptional craftsmanship.
right.
Like the face, like I said, of the statue, the head is its own separate part here, but it's been crafted to look almost exactly like Barzillai.
Okay. Um. All right. Noted. Then I'll just keep that in mind. Let me know if this is like too much meta knowledge that I'm asking for, but do I know anything, like, if this were to be a golem, like, what kind of golem it might become? Like, if it was marble, would it be like a stone golem or something? Just trying to
Maybe
figure out. Okay.
marble is stone.
All right. Noted. I'm sure that it might have some, like, other special qualities, but I may not be able to figure that out till later. So, all right, I make a note of that. Tell everybody, and I'll. Uh, hmm. I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to speak to this person and see if they like their position where they are, or if they've been like forcibly conscripted into this.
I suppose it's your choice.
I guess I'll ask, the party's
And if
opinion on
anybody
that.
wants to speak on your little telepathic link.
My opinion
Yeah.
would be not to talk to anyone, like someone who's making a fancy statue of Barzillai probably doesn't hate him too much.
All right. Noted.
Maybe he's just being forced, but I don't know.
Yeah. Freedom. What is your opinion?
Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't speak to anybody.
All right. As beautiful as it is art, but I hate statues. And I'll leave the area.
Leon,
Okay,
he's gonna
you
get
leave.
himself killed.
And I mean, not necessarily. Like I said,
Wanna bet? Wanna bet?
I mean, he kind of already got past the tough part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
but I'll
that glyph
probably
on the trap, or sorry, that glyph on the door.
yeah, but I'll probably have to, go past it again in some capacity later if we're all gonna come in here. So it'll have its chance. Um, unless it's possible to deface it without activating it. I guess I never asked that. Do I know if it's possible to deface the glyph without, using a magical disable device?
Uh, no, you need um trap finding to disable magical traps, or some other means
Okay.
of getting rid of magical writings like erase.
Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe Amon could prepare something like that. Okay. Well, it looks like, there's some doors on the side here. I don't know if I would know about those.
What doors?
It seems like all their attentions are pretty, focused inward, correct?
Yes.
Like the priests and devils? Okay. Then I guess I will drink a potion, an extract of Expeditious Retreat, and I will continue to stealth around just a little bit faster.
Okay.
And I'm going to head northward, hugging the wall as I go around this corner.
Okay, you do that. You hug the walls. They don't seem to notice you. Their attention
Hmm.
seems wholly devoted to whatever it is that they're doing here.
All right.
You might hear some like chanting going on.
Right, and I'm sure like I'm bathed in an eerie red glow.
Maybe not eerie, but the
Th-
the fiery
Well,
pillar in the middle does emit like a very bright, amount of light.
right. I try not to admire it too much. It may be, beautiful in some aspects, but it's definitely unholy. All right. I will move northward and, I'll stop at the first door I see and do the thing.
Yeah, check out the door.
Yar.
Okay. It doesn't appear to be locked.
Okay. I will stealthily open it. Just getting lower and lower. At least I've bottomed out at one. maybe he's just feeling really confident.
Okay, well, you find yourself in, some hallways here.
All right. I will, I guess, progress down the hallways. Just made a quick note. All right. All right. Checking the door, keeping up my routine.
Okie dokie. Okay, that is this room.
I'm starting to feel like this is a paint by numbers map that Leon is slowly like each square he walks into that it opens up.
A what?
Paint by numbers.
Not familiar with that.
A short description is that, it's a picture broken up into different sections, and, the non-colored sections, they have numbers in them, and there's a key at the bottom, and the kids are like, I color it in this color. And then it slowly, reveals what the picture is. Kind of like connect the dots, but with like
Hmm.
odd shaped
Okay.
mosaic tiles. Anywho.
Okay, you open this door, and the northwest wall of this room features several towering mirrors. Cabinets line the walls to the north, east, and southwest.
So it's filled with towering
The
mirrors?
northwest wall of this room features several towering mirrors, and cabinets line the walls to the northeast and southwest.
Huh. Any occupants?
No.
Hmm. The hackles on Leon's neck are tingling. He doesn't trust the mirrors. And, he mentions so to, you know, those on the telepathic link. Does it look like there is another obvious exit from this room that I can see?
Just the one you came through.
Okay. Then he is going to shut that door and move on.
Okay.
And he will check this door that's straight ahead of him. And if any of the party has any suggestions, feel free to say so
Okay.
over the
You
link.
check out this door. This one appears to be locked.
Okay, I will check it for traps. Get out of your picture. All right, there we go. Dust, I see any traps.
Um, is that a 46? A plus 10?
Yeah, I have my elixir of vision going on. That
Okay.
gives me.
Do you see a glyph like the doors on the entrance to the temple here?
Okay, making a note of that. I tell everybody, as exactly as I can, the door at the end of this short hallway is trapped, like at the front. Um, hmm. I will come back to this door, uh, and attempt to go in just in case. but only at the very last. And I will go to the end of the hallway towards the south.
Okay.
Is it possible to mark the map, where I've seen the glyph, just in case, I've forgotten by next session?
Do you mean you want to mark it?
Um, well, I mean, is that something that I, as a player, can do on the map?
I don't know.
Nope. I mean, you
I
can
guess
put
not.
your own scribbles with a pencil. It's thin, but yeah.
Well then I
As
guess
long
I'll...
as you don't clear your cache for this, it'll be there.
Okay, then I guess I'll either kindly ask the GM to do it, or just to keep in mind that I've identified it and alerted everybody else that it exists there.
Sure.
And I will check the southern door. Uh, I
Okay.
guess this door that's right next to me. I'll do the same. Perception.
Okay. This door does not seem to be locked, and
Okay.
it does not seem to be trapped.
All right. I will carefully open it and look inside. Hmm.
Okay. Floor to ceiling shelves filled with hundreds upon hundreds of books line the walls of this room.
Ah, mon Dieu, a library.
Yep. Let's see. A long table with several high-backed chairs sits in the room center. Yes, this looks like a library.
Good. Okay. Then, does it look like it's occupied?
Yes, it does look like it's occupied.
Okay.
If I could grab this thing here. Yes, it looks like a D. Well, that's what the token looks like. But you're
Right.
looking at a devil,
Okay.
and I'll describe what the devil looks like, and probably get a token for it at some point here. Okay. With rust-colored skin and a jutting crown of ridge-like horns, this muscular devil is draped in lengthy contracts.
He has a lot of contracts and he's wearing them.
Yes, I'm going to link
Lol.
a picture of what this creature looks like. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to what this creature is.
Ah, yes.
Hmm.
A deal maker for
I
sure.
feel like Amon would know something about that.
I know this is like probably the most Amon devil that, we could encounter.
I predict that Pluto fell asleep
I think that's very likely.
because he was also awake very early because him and I played some ARAMs.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess I could describe this to Caleb and see if he knows anything about it. Think.
I know religion stuff I might know.
The
This is
devil also
planes.
seems to notice your coming
Uh-oh.
or your entry here, Leon.
Okay.
There's no time to explain.
And how are
Run.
you dressed again?
As Tombus. Like, I may not have his armor, but I do have, some sort of uh like noble-ish looking robes and some like Asmodean like garb.
Okay. The devil looks at you and, you know, gives you a curt uh greeting of, and what do you want?
I just kind of sigh wearily and say, I've been put on book duty. I was told there was some reorganizing that been needed since I've been demoted.
Give me a bluff.
All right.
Book duty? What the fuck?
I don't think I have any other bonuses, so I'll just have to
Could you
let it
imagine
lie.
Caleb doing that?
Hmm.
I've been on book duty. Oh fuck. You get fired right away.
The devil like has like a very like curled looking uh glare and says, "Surely this is some misunderstanding or jest."
Well, I am not happy about it either. I was told to report to you. Because apparently you're the one who knows everything in here.
Of course I do.
I was told that uh, I was needed to rearrange the section on the bells since that's being used for the ritual. Rearrange or find some information. I look. This is my first time.
The devil ushers you in,
Okay. I walk in.
and he sets you to some tasks.
Okay. I'll inform via telepathy uh, to the others what I'm doing. I noticed that freedom ruled and knowledge religion. Does he know anything about this
Could you
devil?
describe it?
Oh yeah, I would have
Yeah.
described it, as you did. That they're covered in contracts and
Well, that part seems like the most that seems like okay, that's the most obvious feature of this thing. Uh Freedom, you wouldn't be surprised if well you're thinking that this devil is exactly what it looks like. It's a contract devil.
Uh, do I know if those are only his contracts or other people's contracts too?
They're they could be any combination. This you're pretty sure that this devil is a just a bureaucrat of hell. They serve as clerks, scribes, and bargainers for mortal souls. The fact that
Right.
he seems to be a librarian here might actually hint at his own contract,
That's
and he doesn't seem to be too pleased about it. From what Leon can tell. He probably sees this as a vast like undervaluing of his aptitude.
Hmm.
I'll tell Leon he's a contracted employee.
Yes.
Hmm. Just kind of.
Underpaid. Overworked.
As-
Break
And
room suck.
as you work, Leon, the devil um he takes like many verbal jabs at you, saying that he's seen neophytes who know their way around this place better than you, and he's also saying he wouldn't be surprised if they have a new special task for you in the middle of the church here.
Hmm. I sort of wince and play the part of, bruised ego, former leader of Datari, if he's even aware, if that's who my
He
guise
doesn't seem
is.
to recognize that.
All right. I will, accept his, berations, looking like I'm annoyed by it, but continuously, you know, poring over the documents that he's placing before me, seeing if there's anything useful there. And when his, back is turned, I will be downing an extract in order to help me as I try to find some important information. And that one will be investigative mind.
Okay.
All right, so am I able to look through these documents and find anything that might be pertinent to our situation at hand?
What information are you looking for?
Looking for information on how to stop the siege, the Infernal Siege engine.
The Infernal Engines?
The Infernal Engines, yeah. Infernal Siege engines. I don't know why I said that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me knowledge planes.
Shit. All right.
Do you
I
have knowledge
guess
arcana?
I do have Knowledge Arcana.
Okay, give me knowledge arcana.
All right, and I will roll that twice using my investigative mind. I'll have 9 more rerolls for knowledge stuff. Ooh, an 18. All right, I'll just roll it twice just in case I get a 20. Nope. Okay, so I'm taking that first one. 34.
Okay. Um, you come across the a bit of information talking about not exactly these infernal engines, but on the subject of powering things, uh and it talks about how um power is very difficult to actually siphon from hell itself. But what is much easier to do is to simply siphon power from extraplanar things, whether they be denizens of hell or other places. And it talks about how this can be done through the manipulation of outsiders via binding magic and keeping them confined, and the spells and rituals therein describe the draining of life force and converting it into infernal energy to be used elsewhere.
Now, when it talks about outsiders, is it specifically referring to devils, or does it
No,
also,
this is basically saying it doesn't matter what you use, we can convert this to infernal energy if we need it. We just need to drain their life force.
as long as they're an outsider?
Yep.
Does it say
That's
anything
dangerous.
about yeah, does it say anything about where it's getting the energy from, in this Church of Asmodeus, during
No, it
this
doesn't
ritual?
it doesn't talk about where these are located, but it does give you some insight into what these infernal engines might actually be. They may not be, like engines in a literal sense as we as players know them. It sounds more like what Leon is reading is that these are actually like binding rituals that are siphoning power or life energy from outsiders and distributing it somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
Because deriving power from another plane of existence is much, much more difficult. You would need very powerful magic, like via a gate or something, like to open up, a bridge between two planes of existence. So rather than do that, just summon an outsider from someplace and drain their essence, drain their life force. It
S
works just as well.
so, does Leon take that to imply that the column of fire that, is coming up from the floor, all of that, hellfire and energy is coming from some sort of powerful outsider?
It may very well be. It may be a manifestation of, like the energy that is coming from these infernal engines. It might not be coming from hell itself, but it still looks like hellfire.
Hmm. But there's nothing to say that, just because it looks like hellfire, it's coming from a denizen of hell.
It could be.
Okay. Leon was just wondering, like, they would, you know, be in line with the Church of Asmodeus to have, like, trapped, like, a powerful, like, I don't know, good or neutral creature and
Well, I
use
mean,
that
that's
as
what
a
this is saying.
battery.
It says this information you're finding is saying that yeah, like all they need is a battery. They can turn the energy into whatever they want.
Mhm. Okay. Based on what he saw earlier, did it seem like this column of fire was, not just coming from a portal, but, like, perhaps like a sub like a basement area?
No.
No? Okay. So, like, maybe there was something, like, on the dais in the center that this column is coming from?
Nope. It appears to just be, in the middle. Although maybe it has something to do with the red, like shimmering disc up above, because it does touch it.
Okay. Just making that note.
All right. Well, it's 9:30 here, so I think we're gonna end this
Right.
session before we go on too much later.
Okay.
Right. I think we got some valuable information. I'm sorry that it was just kind of a B&E like stealth op that
That's
unfortunately
fine.
like
I need to sleep.
most of our group isn't keyed for. All right. Well, hopefully the rest of next session, only a small part of it will be some more of this, and then it'll be, planning and smash.
It's up to you guys, man. Um, I'm just facilitating the
The
role play
choices
and
that we
stuff
make.
like that. So it's up to you guys to role play.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Okay. Have a good
uh,
night.
yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
I'll see you guys next week.
Cool. Cool.
Woohoo. I guess we're all tired, huh?
I suppose so. I just felt like self-conscious that like, it's just on me, and I need to ask the right question. Even though everybody's, can telepathically communicate, there's only so much that can be done through me.
Yeah, you are going on a solo mission after all.